Once upon a time, Kingston was not the place you'd go for food and wine. But like so many facets of this growing suburb, that's changed.
We are so fortunate here that 90% of our clientele is the local area. We don't have to rely on tourism.
Filled with confidence about the future, this beachside bar took its biggest financial gamble during worldwide chaos.
We actually renovated over COVID, which is probably not the best idea looking back on it, but we came out swinging, and yeah, the business is probably at its strongest that it's ever been now.
And if success breeds success, they've helped spawn a new wave of optimism.
Being born and bred here, I suppose, it's fantastic. I mean, every time a new business pops down here, we always go, oh, is that something we can use at Robbie Brown's?
Janelle and Mike Larkin have only been in their Kingston warehouse for 12 months, but business is booming.
We take robotics and technology and put them into confined spaces, so we're removing humans from harm's way.
Having a mostly robotic workforce during the pandemic has been a godsend.
Our clients and customers weren't able to fly in their usual suspects who would do the work for them, so our phone did start to ring.
And it hasn't stopped. They've now hired more humans and taken on more clients.
If we see the potential for growth, we're going to go after it.
I'd literally taken out a mortgage on my house, so I put everything on the line. Failure was not an option.
So far, so good. Barely a year in the market, Sarah Gunn has already won awards for her Kingston-produced gin.
I actually like drinking it neat, just like you do with a good single malt whiskey.
It's bottling time right now and they've barely got room to move. With plans to grow from 20,000 to 200,000 bottles a year, they need more space. But finding it locally is proving tough.
We're certainly starting to talk to people about what land might be available and whether or not some of the planning decisions that have been made can actually be revisited.
The Larkins are in the same situation.
We do need the ability to grow, so if that's not here, then we will have to look afar.
All these businesses are contributing to a growing economy in Kingborough, and it's expected to keep growing, driven by construction, retail trade, education and training and healthcare. The area has a higher socio-economic status than Greater Hobart, with higher average household incomes and high school completion rates. But 70% of residents still have to travel to Hobart for work.
I used to work in Kingston as a nurse and that was like a 3-minute drive, but the difference is significant. Like it adds an extra 2 hours onto your day.
Imogen Willis loves living in Kingston. She and her partner recently built a house and were impressed with what their money could buy. But she's worried about her already long drive to work getting longer as more houses are built.
I think they predicted 700 would build in our area alone.
That's hundreds more cars on the road at peak hour unless more people can work in Kingston.
We want to employ people from the area. We really want to stay here.
Whenever we put out our call for new staff, we do get a lot of applications from interstate and overseas, but we like to have our local staff.
In some sectors though, finding locals can be hard.
It's probably one of the biggest challenges here at Robbie Brown's is finding the right people for the job, but even then just finding people in general.
If you talk to people here in Kingston, they'll tell you its centre lets it down. In fact, a recent report commissioned by the local council found the centre here to be unattractive, sterile and disconnected.
But there are plans to try and change all that, renaming and redeveloping the Channel Highway as Kingston's main street. There'd be more retail, fewer cars, cycling and walking paths, and more greenery. It's all about making Kingston more self-sufficient.
I moved back from Melbourne 5 years ago and I had a newborn, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I remember going to that centre just going, whoa, I nearly flipped the trolley because I had to go from here to there, and I was like, what have they done here?
Danielle Reid wants to be a part of Kingston's future and has just opened a tiny coffee shop away from the centre.
I'm envisaging out here, you know, movies and Christmas carols and live music and stuff like that.
A vision of an even more vibrant community to come. Lucy Shannon, ABC News.